Market's so sanguine right now?
Well, I think the markets are supported by the European Central Bank facility, OMT. There's been also a continuing improvement in market sentiment since the beginning of the year. The US data releases have been better than expected in general, particularly the latest labor market report. So I think the markets have been most of the time in risk-on mode, and that has helped the Italian market. I also think perhaps some investors think that ultimately a solution will be found in forming a government.
Let's talk about the possible solutions. Grand coalition, minority government, or a new election. What do you think?
I think the first attempt will be to form a minority government with the Democratic Party taking the post of Prime Minister. At the moment, however, they don't have the numbers to form such government. So I think probably the outcome will be a broad coalition government, probably what they call a government of the president, and then elections on a time frame, I would say, of between 3 and 12 months.
Was the downgrade priced in? I know they were just falling into line with the others, but the market failed to react too much to that.
Well, it reacted. I mean, today we had a widening of some 10 basis points on the 10-year bond yield. So there was a little bit of reaction, but I think most people thought, well, this is just Fitch falling in line with the other rating agencies. The other rating agencies have said they will assess the evolution of political events, and then they would take a view as to how much of an impact there is on economic growth and fiscal policy. Perhaps one factor I should also mention is that Italy is one of the few Eurozone countries that, by and large, hit its fiscal targets for 2012 on a structural basis, so that obviously is a supportive factor.
At what point will the market start panicking? What could create that panic in the market?
I think, in my opinion, if Italy goes again to elections, most probably, at least in the early stages, the opinion polls will show that Grillo is leading and might win a majority of the parliament. I think at that point there could be a bigger sell-off in the market. Then we'll see what happens in the sequel of the election campaign, but that's clearly one of the risks.